This is football analysis, and I'm here with.
Kelechukwu Alexis Ebel.
All right, Kelechukwu, being an Arsenal fan, do you feel it's okay the way Arsenal approach this game?
Actually, I feel okay in the sense that we managed to get a draw out of the game. But overall, I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed because I expected that Arsenal should have approached this game man to man. They were giving Bayern a bit of chance to play. Arsenal shouldn't have done that. Besides, we are playing at home. That was at the Emirates. Should have maneuvered every tactics that Bayern came with. Honestly, I'm not impressed.
All right, so starting from the lineup, are you impressed with the lineup of the Arsenal team?
Well, initially I had no issue with the lineup because, like we always say, it's a process. Over there at the Emirates, it's a process. So I think every player that Arteta has in his squad is okay for me. But going into the game, I noticed some errors in the matchday squad, which though he was able to track them down and make some changes. But I'm okay. I'm okay. The way things are going for now, I'm really okay.
All right, so do you think your approach to this game yielded this series, or do you think it's personal effort from the team, personal effort from the players?
Well, I think it's personal efforts from some of the players. Like for me, after the first half, I was telling somebody that if Kiwo should start the second half, then I'll have to leave watching because I can't continue watching Arsenal having Kiwo with such errors. Because Kiwo was not giving Arsenal at least 40% of what Arsenal wanted. And if you notice during the match, all the penetration that Bayern did was through Kiwo. Every runs from Sané, both the goals was through Kiwo. Which, although I thank Arsenal for Arteta for being able to identify such errors, which he immediately after the first half, coming into the second half, he now changed Kiwo and bringing Zinchenko. And then, after bringing Zinchenko, Sané could not make those runs again. He was marked down. Now he has to penetrate through the midfield, which was not what Tuchel wanted his players to do. And that was the reason why Tuchel actually removed Sané out of the game. Well, for me, Kiwa wasn't that. We didn't get at least 40% of what Arsenal wanted.
All right, so you think Sané was removed because he was tracked down by Zinchenko, and Coman was brought in to know if he will open the other side?
Yeah, that was the plan. Just to change the Arsenal, because he knew that Arteta has identified those efforts and Arsenal was able to track it down. So what he did was remove Sané, bring a fresh player with another pattern of play, just to catch Arsenal's counter on them. That was it.
All right. Do you think is lack of experience, or do you think is what do you think that happened that led to that penalty, that Arsenal's penalty?
Well, I think for that penalty, I think it's a 50-50 call because the Arsenal defense, they tried. But if you've played this game football, sometimes it do happen. Sometimes you think you're closer to the ball, you stretch your leg forward to get the ball, but you will not be able to get it. I think that was what happened coming to that penalty. Arsenal defense, we are very they try to avoid that penalty. They try to avoid it as much as possible. But you see, this is the game. Sometimes you commit those atrocities even when you don't want to. So I don't put any blame on any player there.
All right. So the first goal to Raya coming out. Do you think Raya was a bit too closer, or it shouldn't have been that closer?
100% Raya was the fault. Raya cost that goal. Now, you are a goalkeeper. You've watched your defense, your last man was closer to the ball, and at least, should I say, it was a 70-30 call against the Bayern player coming towards him. He got the ball. Raya had no reason to come out for the ball again. Seeing Gabriel was closer to the ball, and 70% to win that ball than the next Bayern player. He came out too close and was not able to track back immediately. Then I think Gabriel did its best holding that ball, getting away from the Bayern player. Though I see due to the confidence level Arteta has put into his players, he didn't clear it off. He wanted to start play from the defense, building up through Kiwo. But unfortunately, Kiwo wasn't in the right position, and that caused it. I think Raya was the fault there.
All right. So moving on from here, which player will you say that this is the kind of exceptional player on the pitch? And secondly, being outmarked by being Odegaard was almost out of the game because of the kind of the kind of person they gave him, to follow him around. What can you say about that too?
Well, for me, Odegaard wasn't totally outmarked. Just that the players ahead of him wasn't giving him those opportunities to make those passes.
But they created little or no.
Yeah, because you won't create passes, you won't create those chances if those players didn't give you the option to do so. Because if you notice, Martinelli and Saka was marked out by 2 players each. That was it. Before the game, I think Bayern went through Arsenal clips, and they knew these are the 2 dangerous wingers they have, where Odegaard can easily penetrate them through, because Odegaard can easily give those killer passes through them. So they noticed that, and they have to mark them out. Now, whenever Odegaard has that ball, he runs around the midfield looking for, as in they never gave him, as in the Arsenal front line never gave him that positioning. Yeah, they never gave him that position to give them that killer passes. I don't blame Odegaard for one day, because it was, even though he wasn't giving those passes, he was able to mark down, to track down every possible time that Arsenal loses the ball.
All right. So since those 2 wingers are marked down, do you think Arsenal need a good or new central, forward to ease those pressures on the 2 wings?
Definitely, Arsenal need a center forward, a profound, a natural center forward that it will give them edges facing their opponent. Because most of the times, if you see, when those goals don't come from the wingers, or maybe sometimes Gabriel comes from defense to score, it's very, very hard for Arsenal. As in, sometimes they find it very, very hard to penetrate. Sometimes they play the ball, yes, but they can't penetrate. Because if your wingers are marked out, if your opponent are trying to mark out your wingers, like Bayern did today, pushing 2 players to Saka and 2 players to Martinelli, you see that there will be a little bit space in the center. Then if a natural striker is there, he knows how to position. Somebody like Haaland, you have him there, he knows, or Seaman, he knows where to be at the right time. Then Odegaard can feel free to make his choice. And if you have such striker there, you will see that your opponent wouldn't dare. They won't dare push out 2 players each to your wingers.
Okay, because they feel that they don't have a strong striker and they are almost playing false 9, which is Havertz. So one person can control Havertz. Is that what you mean?
Of course. A strong, like you've seen it. So you see when Arsenal played Brentford, you see how Saliba marked at Tony. That's just it. It can be done. An experienced defender can mark at a first striker. I think Arsenal definitely need a 0.9.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. So would you applaud Arteta for the changes and everything?
100%. 100%. Firstly, like I said before, I told somebody, if Arsenal could not identify Kiwo's error after the first half, I don't think I will be able to, because the error was much. So immediately after the first half, he now removed Kiwo, bringing in Zinchenko, and that issue was closed. Then going into the game, he now brings in Gabriel Jesus and Trossard, which yielded very positive results. You can see from experience. If you have a certain Martinelli there still, He wouldn't have done that. What Jesus did, that was an experienced striker.
He doesn't want the ball wasted.
Yeah, he doesn't want the ball, and that was and he, Gabriel should be, Jesus should be applauded for not being selfish with the ball too. Killing the first one, the second one, and giving a pass. That was absolutely magical.
Who do you think that is an exceptional player on that pitch today?
For me, in the Arsenal squad, I don't think I really have an exceptional player. Those guys, they give me this joy day in, day out. I don't think I have. They work like a team, and I applaud Ateta for everything, for being able to follow the process, nurture the process, and grow the process. And up to this moment, he has been doing it, as in he has tried as much as possible to as in create that that coordination, that teamwork, and that confidence level between the guys. And I honestly, if you ask me to mention the exceptional player, I think Ateta is the exceptional coach.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Please, guys, if you are watching, please continue watching and don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms at Football Analysis, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel at Football Analysis. Thank you guys for watching and see you on the next one.